As I mentioned, Van Beesbrook, the #1 goaltender. As we get to the scratches for the Red Wings, of course, Tim Chevrolet has been sent back to Adirondack. As you look at Paul Stewart, the referee, working with Pat DePuzzo and Dan McCourt. The other scratches for the Red Wings, Jim Nill, Tony McKegney, Lee Norwood, all injured. Torrey Robertson, the extra, is out tonight. We'll get to the long list of Ranger scratches in just a moment. We saw Ranger General Manager Neil Smith just a few moments ago said this is going to be a very emotional game for him, of course, and expense the last several seasons in the Red Wing organization. And we are underway. As Ulf Dahlen starting at center ice, number 9, would expect to see him against Yzerman as Yzerman's shot is turned aside by Froese, and the Rangers able to clear. Zombo hustles across to get it. Wings fail to clear. A chance for the Rangers. Right off a centering pass for Chris King was knocked away, and the Wings able to clear. Koster at center ice. Crossed the line, but Yzerman was offside on the play.
Koster hooked up around the mouth by Granato. As you look at Roger Nielsen, former Vancouver Canucks, Chicago Blackhawks, Toronto Maple Leaf, etc., etc., etc.
And TSN commentator.
Roger, the man best known for the bag. You remember he came behind the bench in Toronto with the bag over his head? And Harold Pellard wanted to hide who the coach was going to be. There's Chris King, an old buddy of Joey Koster's. They're squaring off against each other out there. King now goes for a bit of a rest. Got himself a goal the other day.
Scored up in Montreal on Saturday night. The Rangers coming off a 3-2 loss against the Canadiens. Mark Jansen's across the line, and that play offside at the Detroit blue line.
Interesting line here for the Rangers. Eriksson, who has been intermittent the last few years, has injury problems. Lindy Ruff, the former Buffalo Sabre, at left wing. And Jansen's the youngster in the middle. And Roger Nielsen said to me, Dave, earlier, he said, the biggest surprise, if we had one, it's the play of Turcotte, Millette, and Jansen. We did not expect all three of them to make this hockey club, and they have.
Well, Jansen has played in all 15 games, the only rookie to do that, and they've gotten great production, of course, out of Turcotte. We'll talk more about him later in the telecast. Jansen's with a big hit on Zombo. Zombo now checked by Eriksson. Eriksson plays it up the boards, but Koster there for the Wings. Koster starts to bring it back and now clears center ice. Taken by Yzerman. He's got Chason coming up to join the play. Yzerman will carry across the line. One-on-one against James Patrick, and Patrick, the defenseman, does a nice job. At the side of his own net. Now Yzerman back to hook him, but Patrick able to clear the zone. Steve Chason paired up with Zombo defensively, as Gallant plays it back to the New York Ranger line and taken by Leach. Gives it off to Rupp, and he plays it in behind Steffen. Here's Ulf Dahlen, number 9, getting some help from Granato. Or rather, this is Kissio circling the net. Kelly Kissio, the former Red Wing, right out of the slot. Reach a shot blocked by Chason, and the Wings may have a break the other way, 3-on-2. Barr is checked there at the blue line by Horova. And that broke that play up. Now Leach the other way, just out of the reach of Kissio. Stepping behind the net, leaves it for Doug Huda. Jabot centering a line here with Bernie Federico on the left wing and Dave Barr on the right side. Barr is checked into the board by Patrick and threw a punch in the direction of the Ranger defenseman. Now a loose puck to Rodnick, though, overskated it. A break there for the Wings, but Leach has it. Back to the right point, and Horva has to come back center ice to get control. Gives it off to Brian Leach, last year's NHL Rookie of the Year. Federico deep in his own zone as the Rangers complete a line change. Up the right side, Dave Barr couldn't control it. Greshner slaps it right back in at the Detroit net. Taken by Borja Salming. Salming given the night off Saturday night when the Wings played the Islanders. Salming has it now back inside his own blue line. Gives off to Huda. Up the middle for Yzerman. Or rather, that's Spedic. Boy, it's tough to see these numbers from this angle. Burr tried to dump it in front. It was blocked. Burr again, and a wrapper right in front. He score!
Carson,
Jimmy Carson is first as a Red Wing.
Boy, he made no mistake on that one. And Froese could only watch it go by him as Burr created the havoc that coughed up the puck. And Carson just drilled it on the glove side, the catching side of Froese. There goes Burr in there. Fedix with him. Greshner almost got it there. Burr gets it back. Watch Carson made a picture right there. Bingo. He snapped it right underneath the trapper. And Carson's first in 3 games as a Red Wing. And I'm sure the first of many. Bingo. Right there. The quick release. Jimmy told me earlier tonight, he said, I wish I had the penalty shot over. I would have shot it instead of trying to deke him.
Here is Carson across the line, and the play whistled offside. Sean Burr and Brent Fedek draw the assist on the play. Burr was saying the other night that playing with that young man, Jimmy Carson, he said, I had more chances in the last couple of games than I probably have had all year. And reports were that Brent Fedek had his best game of the season. Of course, Brent has only played in 5 games. And a pretty good opportunity for Fedek, too, to come to life playing with Jimmy Carson as his centerman.
You know, when you're a goal scorer and you get a goal your first shift, Jimmy has just come on the ice and bang, it's in the net. You go to the bench thinking, boys, if this is going to be the kind of night it is, just get it to me, and I'm going to keep pumping it at the goaltender all night long.
Here's McClellan. He's jumped in front of the net by Hardy. McClellan was in there trying to cause havoc in front of Froze. Daniel Shank, Kevin McClellan, and Mark Habshide the line now. McClellan wearing number 18. He's the center on this line. O'Connell right out in front of his own net, clears it off the boards and out to center ice. Leach will snap it back in. Carson's first as a Red Wing, second of the year. He had 1 goal and 2 assists in 4 games with Edmonton before he left the team. Mokasak tried to play it ahead. It was blocked by Chris King. Loose puck, and Shank comes up with it. Daniel Shank, who had his first NHL goal Saturday night in that loss to the Islanders. Leach is checked by Habshide. Shank comes over. Habshide gets a piece of it as well. Shank has lost the helmet, but the play continues now. Yzerman has it. Centering pass goes all the way across the Ranger zone. Held in by Chason. Toward the net, just wide of Froze. And Granato starts it back now for the Rangers. He'll backhand it in behind Steffen, who stops it there for Zambo. Up the right side, this is Chason. He'll drive it along the board. Froze couldn't get there to stop it. Now Yzerman fanned on it. Mark Jansen starts it back now for the Rangers. Jansen.
Oh, there's a penalty. No, they didn't catch him. Chason got the foot out and the stick out, and Stewart let it go. Maybe it's an indication of the way he's going to call the game tonight.
Yzerman with a little cross-check on Jansen's behind the plate. Jansen giving him a pretty good cross-check.
Yeah.
Randy Moller plays it ahead. It's blocked by Zambo. Here's Yzerman. He has Jan Eriksson all over him. Now Koster at center ice trying to get control. He'll run into Eriksson with the stick up high, but again, referee Stewart letting him play. Gallant's pass broken up, but Yzerman recovers it now. Yzerman will backhand it deep into the Ranger zone as they head to the bench for a line change.
As long as Stewart's consistent, that's what the players want. One of the criticisms of Paul Stewart has been that he's not consistent. He'll let some things go and call others, and players don't know what to do with that kind of officiating.
Rescher plays it ahead. Center ice. Ruff's pass was broken up, but it comes to James Patrick, number 3. Gives it off now to Dahlen. Dahlen goes to the corner. Huda giving him a rough ride. Chabot over to help out. Bangs it up the boards. And it rolls out center ice. Taken there by Mark Hardy. Sends it across for Patrick. His pass comes to Ogrodnik up the left wing. The former Red Wing's been red hot with 10 goals already in the young season. Here's Dahlen trying to get it out in front. Penalty coming to the Red Wings here as Dahlen was upended. And the call will be made as Chabot touches up.
Happens behind Greg Steffen. For Durko, not much of a hold there. He took a pretty good chop at Turcotte.
Rangers on the power play this season, 4th best in the National Hockey League, exactly 25%. They're 20 for 80. They were 0 for 4, however, in Montreal and have not scored a power play goal in their last 2 games. Here's Kelly Kissio, captain of the Rangers. In the circle to the left of Steffen. Ogrodnik is right at the top of the crease in Steffen's face, but the Rangers misconnect on the pass and it rolls down the ice. The Red Wing penalty killing, on the other hand, 16th in the league at just under 75%. They did hold the Islanders 0 for 3 the other night, but the special teams have haunted the Red Wings in this early season. Red Wings have given up 6 power play goals the last 20 times they've been shorthanded. That works out to 70%, and that's not the kind of penalty killing that wins hockey games. There's Leach. Dropped it back. It was knocked out of the air by Chabot, but held in by Kissio. Kissio looks to go to Sandstrom, sends it across the Red Wing zone, but it takes a big hop off the boards, and Burr is able to clear. Carson from Burr and Fedek at 2:45. The only goal of the hockey game so far. We're still early in the first period.
It's icing.
That'll be icing as Leach did not get to the red line, and it's touched back there by Salming. Face off back the other way. Make a couple of quick hellos to get in here. Three youngsters that are getting ready to go to bed. I promised I'd say hello to them tonight. Alexandra, Katina, and Nicholas. And their mom and dad, Manny and Billy, very big Red Wing fans watching the game tonight on Paz.
Got a congratulations for Rick and Sandy Solkowski here watching the game on their honeymoon. Got married last weekend in Detroit. And Tim Paris, who is one of the trainers for the Rangers, wanted to say hi to his mom and dad watching on the dish up in Sault Ste. Marie, Roger and Marlene. So, and I said, any message, Tim? He said, no, just tell him hi. He's having a good time, enjoying himself here working with the Rangers.
Well, that's a hockey fan on their honeymoon and here at the Garden.
Yeah.
Face off to the right of Bob Froze. Yzerman and Turcotte on the draw. Barr trying to kill some time, but it comes loose to Granato ahead for Dahlin. Dahlin checked at center ice. Now it's slapped out of there by O'Connell. Rangers with several players out. You mentioned Chris Nyland in the pregame show, Mick. Mike Richter, the extra goaltender, not dressed tonight. Rudy Kocek. And the injury list, a long one.
Another icing? No. Dahlin will get there, but it may be a two-line pass. Now it's touched and they let it go.
Slapped off the boards, though, and cleared by the Red Wings. The injured players for the Rangers, David Shaw, Curry Wilson, Corey Millen, Paul Sear, and Normand Rochefort. As the Rangers continue with the power play, here's a chance. Steffen the save as Turcotte came in from the left side, and the Rangers get their first shot on goal. And Steffen equal to the task. I bet he's glad to get that one out of the way as we're 7 minutes and 28 seconds into this.
See him standing up. Turcotte got that thing up high. Pretty good lumber on it. And Steffen still on his feet when that thing hit him in the chest. Steffen pretty much a stand-up goaltender.
And I would imagine he'll be more so with the back problems. Mick, you would think that, even subconsciously, that he's not going to be going up and down as much.
Here's the newest New York Ranger, Dave Archibald, coming over from the Minnesota North Stars.
That was a swap of first-round draft picks actually from the same year. Jason Moore, who has not played for the Rangers yet, has played in the minor leagues. He was a #1 pick of the Rangers in '87. Archibald, #1 pick of the North Stars. Here is Archibald. Pass for Millette, that was 26 on the circle. Wings able to clear.
You're right. I thought it was O'Grodnik. It's hard to see those numbers.
He looks a little bit like O'Grodnik.
Yeah.
Troy Millette, one of the rookies, singled out by Nielsen. As Mick pointed out, talking with the new Ranger coach prior to the game tonight. They all have played very well. Penalty has expired to Fedorko, so the Red Wing penalty killers 1 for 1, and the Wings maintain the 1-0 lead. Chase on in his own zone. Starts to the head, does not connect with McClellan. Now Greshner being tied up, able to work it ahead. Millette along the board. Gets it across the Detroit line. It was cleared. Not out, though, and a quick shot by Sandstrom. Steffen to save. Another chance for the Rangers. Steffen is up there on Patrick. Chase on. He is bumped, trying to work the puck up the boards, and Daniel Shank able to clear it.
Boy, that's you make stops like that. You know that's going to fire this hockey club up with Steffen standing tall like that. 2 or 3 good, quick, hard shots.
Boy, Shank has given James Patrick a couple of good shots on this shift. I've been watching number 34 for the Red Wings. He's got that reputation of being feisty, and opposing players don't like him very much.
He's a tough-looking hombre, I'll tell you.
Here is Patrick. John Burr got a piece of the puck, but the Rangers able to clear across center ice. Taken away by Carson. Rolled off of his stick, and Kissio takes over. 1-0 Red Wings. Not very many whistles in this hockey game. It's been moving back and forth. Salming now goes up the middle for Burr. John Burr will flip it in behind Froze. He's able to get back there and block it. Horva now for the Rangers, plays it up the right side. Dahlin is checked there by Salming, but is able to clear it just out of the reach of Kissio. A race for the puck here. Huda with the angle, able to touch it up for the icing call. 1-0 Red Wings, 10:25 remaining in the first. Red Wings leading here 1-0. Jimmy Carson's first is the Red Wings' second of the season from Burr and Fedek. And the face-off to the right of Bob Froze. Yzerman against Janssen. Miroslav Horva, Czechoslovakian-born defenseman, failed to clear. Coaster centering pass picked off by Brian Leach. And look out, this guy will go end-to-end, but he passes ahead to Janssen this time. That'll be icing, too. He did not get to the center ice line. Steffen
played it.
decided to play it. Gallant will take a hit, but backhands the puck. And it went over the
There we go. Who's going? Janssens and Kosar? No. Who is it? Can't tell. Shank?
Is it Gallant?
McClellan? I can't tell who it is. No. Not Kosar. I know that.
John Mokosak, the defenseman. Jansen's 6'3" and 195 pounds, so he's got a decided height advantage.
Mokosak got a good whack in right there, boy. He's rubbing his nose, Jansen did, so little Mokosak got a pop in the beak of the big kid.
Now there's 37. Is that at the top of the screen?
Yeah, in the middle of the ice, up in the middle of your screen right there, and they verbally threaten each other and finally decide, okay, here we go. Bang. There, maybe Mokosak got him right there. He popped him a good one right out of the gate. They're here from Southfield. Stuart Arkin, Brad Cooper here in Manhattan.
Dr. Demir is concerned, of course, about the fact that his club has gone 7 games without a win, 4 losses and 3 ties. The Blackhawks, meanwhile, rolling along. They have 23 points. They're 12 ahead of the Red Wings, and of course, the Wings have 3 games in hand, so they can close that gap by making up those games with a couple of wins. But Jacques didn't seem to be all that concerned about the gap right now.
Look at this 2-on-1.
Here's Yzerman. He's got Gallant with him. Lets the shot go. It was blocked by Leach. Yzerman still controls. Now it's taken away by Granato. Now it's batted out of the air by Turcotte. He's trying to break through the defense. He scores! It was going to be a penalty anyway, but what an effort by the rookie Turcotte, who was going to the ice as he let the shot go.
Steffen really went down heavy after he got run into. Turcotte couldn't stop himself. He one-handed chopped at the puck and got it by Steffen and collided with him. And Steffen went up and over and came right down on his back. Turcotte fielded this thing with his glove between the defensemen at the blue line. The Yzerman gets stopped on the 2-on-1. He tried to shoot it, used Gallant as a decoy. And here they come up the middle. Granato. Turcotte just jumped between the 2 defensemen and what? Bingo. Gloves blocker side on Steffen, and he got rocked up and over. And we're tied at 1. Turcotte's 9th of the year. Pardon me, number 11. I thought he only had 8. He's 11th of the year.
No icing here. Granato will get the only assist, but a little bit surprising that Yzerman wouldn't go to Gallant on that 2-on-1, especially since Gallant was open. Here's Chabot with a save. Rebound to Barr, and it was just wide after Froese made the initial save. Now here's Fedorko. Dropped it through the legs. Froese has lost his stick. He's going to try to get it, and he does, and the Wings couldn't take advantage of it. Not at center ice.
Yeah, I think if Stevie had to do that one over again, he moves it to Gallant right away, and maybe even gets it back.
Well, it looked like Leach had already committed to Yzerman.
Exactly.
Here is Barr at center ice. Gives it to Fedorko up the left side. He was slowed down by Dahlin's hook. Here's a centering pass kicked away by Kissio. Barr behind the net tried to center it. Hit the skate of Ogrodnik. Now a centering pass. That may have gotten all the way through, and Froese made the save. Randy Moeller clears it off the boards, and the Rangers look to come out, but here's a giveaway. Fedorko has it with Barr in there. Fedorko's pass deflected just over the top corner. He was actually trying to pass it, Fedorko was, and it turned out to almost be a scoring chance. Now it comes to Chabot. Tried to throw it out to the point. It's picked off by Dahlin. Leaves it back for Kissio on the move. Kissio across the line. It was knocked away by O'Connell, and Chabot clears it across the Red Wings zone. It's taken by Shank. He'll send it in wide of Froese. Now it's taken by the Rangers' Archibald, but he lost it right away. Zombo will drive it in behind the Ranger net. McClellan over along the boards, gets it to Habscheid. Habscheid and Archibald, teammates last year in Minnesota. Archibald with a bear hug. Here's a chance side of the net for McClellan that deflects up into the seats out of play. 7:48 remaining in the first. Rangers have tied the game on a goal by Turcotte. Tony Granato, one of the two super rookies of a year ago. Of course, Brian Leach won the Calder Trophy, but that young man also one of the finalists, led the Rangers with 36 goals. Played at the University of Wisconsin. McClellan with some good forechecking. Here's Habsheim with the loose puck, but it's knocked away by Leach. Center right, Chason. 1-1 our score. Carson has scored for Detroit. Turcotte for the Rangers. Throws behind the net. Hit McClellan with it. McClellan tied up by Horva. Got a pretty good hold on him there. Now Shank comes over, knocked it loose, but the Rangers recovered. Archibald played it deep into the Detroit zone. Salmon gets back to get it. Troy Millette hooking him pretty good, but the outlet pass goes to Habsheim. Habsheim up the left side, cuts to the center of the zone. Had it knocked off his stick, but gets it back from Greshner. Habsheim goes to the corner. Now behind the net, Archibald battling with McClellan. Wings with some pretty good control here. Will they get a scoring chance out of it, though? Archibald failed to get it out of there. It's slapped back in behind Frode.
These guys are tired. They've worked hard. Shank, McClellan, and Habsheim. Good shift for them.
O'Connell back to get it. Sends it ahead for Fedek. Fedek out. Wow. Chris King went flying after Brent Fedek.
Coming again, too.
Gives him another hit as Fedek sends it across the Ranger zone. Burr is tied up. And a penalty coming to Sean Burr, and a good play by Granato to help that call.
Oh, look,
the Rangers almost put it into their own net.
Sure did. Chris King with a couple of big hits out there to get everything going and get this crowd going. Fedek was the recipient twice. Puck went down in the corner. There goes Fedek again, and King wraps him into the glass. Fedek got away with a little chop. No, we don't follow through long enough, but then Burr puts a little hook on Granato, and Stewart makes the call.
That's where the Rangers almost put it back into their own net. Didn't see who that was that fell down, actually stepped on the puck.
This ice here is historically poor.
I see a couple of bare spots.
Oh, yeah.
The cement is almost showing
so
through.
much activity in this building.
Here's Dowling on the left wing. He's out there with Turcotte. And Granato on the right side. Leach back at the point along with James Patrick. Now Barr along the boards. The puck goes back into the corner. Now Turcotte tried to get it back to the line. It was held in for a moment. Cleared by O'Connell. Center ice to Yzerman. One-on-one against Leach. Here comes Barr. The pass goes to Barr. He is in for the shot.
Oh.
Save! The rebound right there. Wow. Cleared by the Rangers. Good chance for Barr, short-handed. Granato back the other way, and he missed it just wide. A chance for Dowling, and he hit the side of the net. Bounced out in front, and Chason able to clear it. Now that time, Yzerman right away gave the puck up to the open teammate who was in good position, Dave Barr. James Patrick goes up the middle for Kitsio.
Good hook right there by Salming, a veteran play, and he got away with a hook as well, right in front of Stewart, and the play comes to a dead halt in the whistle. Kitsio was in for a split second, and you see him talking to the linesman there about, hey, come on.
Dave Barr has scored a couple of shorthanded goals already this year, Mick.
He gets this one up a little higher. He might have his third one. Watch where he tries to go. He tries to go up, but the Froze really took it all away from him on that side, and he really didn't have much to go at. Look at that, how very little there is there. You only see that top corner there over the left shoulder. That's the only place he can go up there on that side. And obviously, Dave Barr not very happy with himself or with the goaltender Froze, one or the other. That was a good replay to point out that big gaping hole up over those shoulders.
It's Kitsio between Ogrodnik and Sandstrom now for Roger Nielsen's power play unit. 35 seconds left in the Burr penalty. 4:50 left here in the first period. Red Wings and the Rangers tied at 1. Wings with 5 shots on goal. The Rangers with only 4. Zambo sends it back the other way. Horova back for the Rangers. He's playing the point position on this power play along with number 14, Mark Hardy, who passes it ahead. It bounces through everyone. Back to get it, Zambo. He'll slap it up the boards. Hardy held it in. It goes to the corner. Sandstrom has it there. Sandstrom along the boards. Looking out in front. Goes all the way back to the line. Hardy with a shot. Score! Looks like it just beat Steffen cleanly on the glove side, and it's 2-1 Rangers.
That thing may have skipped in throughout for something. It really was like going like a rocket when it got to the net. It came out as fast as it went in. With nobody back at that right point, of course, we're a man short. And let's see, does it skip off anybody? Hard to tell right there whether it was touched in front or not. It beat Steffen on the trapper side low. It was a good look at it from Sandstrom's point of view. It may have been tipped out in the crease area.
Might have been Ogrodnik that was out there.
Ogrodnik was out there. He was hovering around. And we'll wait and see on the announcement, but it's 2-1 New York, power play goal.
Now they're calling it Horova's goal.
They announced an assist to Ogrodnik. Well, we'll see if that stands up.
Gallant bumping there with Jan Eriksson in front of the Ranger bench. Gallant dumps it in behind Froze. Here comes Koser. Gallant with a hit from behind on Kretschmer.
Look at this. There you go. There you go. That's Koser comes in. That's exactly what they need right about now. Stand together and go and get them. Because tell you, Moeller was really giving it to Gallant going up the left side, and Gerard normally might really go after him, was holding his temper and going after the puck. And Koser could see it from the right side, and that's why he came in and just gave Moeller a two-handed crack. Now here goes Gallant. Watch Moeller giving it to him, 24, with a stick. Bing, slash across the inside of the right arm. Gallant ignores him. Bangs into the Ranger guy there.
Now, there was the penalty that was called on Gallant.
I'm not so sure that that's supposed to be a penalty. If that's straight head first into the boards, yes. Loosened up the gloves but held on to him.
It turned out, oh, it's him.
Yeah, right. But nevertheless, Detroit short again. And Yzerman's gone now also, I think only for 10 minutes. I don't believe he got a game this
No, he didn't. He's in the box.
But he went to the...
no, they did take him in the dressing room.
He went to the box with
initially.
only 3-something to go. So
power play for the Rangers. They are 0 for 2, but as Mickey pointed out, for all intents and purposes, that second goal, again, I thought it was Hardy that shot the puck. Apparently it was Horova, who got his second of the year from Ogrodnik and Sandstrom. That's the way they've announced it to this point. So Patrick sends it ahead. 2-1 Rangers lead. Just over 3 minutes left in the period. But a spirited effort here by the Red Wing team. Patrick lets a shot go and scored! Steffen was knocked to the ice. And all this K-Town goes right after Turcotte. And they are after Paul Stewart. I mean, Steffen was down when that shot went in, and it didn't look to be a real hard shot.
look at Demers. He's going nuts on him. He's up on the board. Stewart's going to the penalty box. Probably just to announce the goal, but Steffen went after him right away. Demers is right up on the boards now after Paul Stewart. Rangers start to play out on the right side. Back to the point to Patrick. He just walks in and blasts it. Now, there's Steffen already halfway down when the puck went high into the far corner. See if you can get a better look at it from a high angle. Patrick, the top right of your screen. He'll let the shot go. And who's in front? It's Turcotte. Steffen right away is arguing about the interference call.
Boy, he may have had a good argument there. Turcotte made it look pretty good, as if Zambo may have caused him to run into Steffen. It'll be a power play goal for James Patrick. Third of the season.
You're not going to win any argument with the referee, but especially Paul Stewart.
Now, we've talked before about the fact that Stewart played for that man, Jacques Demers, in the WHA, and they're good friends away from the ice.
He almost invites antagonism from the players because he was a toughie himself. He was a tough guy in the WHA. But he doesn't do Jacques any favor, I'll tell you, out on the ice.
Here's Kissio across the line. Goes to the right wing side. Zambo gives him a rough ride into the boards. Now Dallin and Federico are there. Kissio comes out with it, sends it across for Hardy. Hardy lets the shot go. Steffen kicks that one up over the glass. No, stayed in. Federico able to drag it up the board. Out to center ice. Gives it off to McClellan to cross the line. Knocked off of his stick. Back the other way, taken by Salmi. Red Wings struck first, but the Rangers have scored 3 in a row. Rangers nearly got crossed up deep in their own zone, but they get out of there with it as Leach carries up the middle. Up the left side for Millette. Millette across the line with Sanson.
Oh, what a collision. Wow.
And a 2-line pass there coming out of the Detroit zone.
I wonder a knee didn't go on one of them, Salming or Millette, the two of them. Both got their left knees out and collided. Millette comes across the middle with his head down. Boy, that's a cardinal sin, boy. You do that too often, you won't be in the league very long. That opposite side defenseman coming across looking for you with that head down, the puck between your feet. Boom. More times than not, your lights go out immediately.
Troy Millette was the Rangers' #1 pick in the 1988 draft. Has played the last 3 years in Sault Ste. Marie. A good combination of scoring and size, that young man.
Well, I'll tell you, he may have gotten away with that in junior, but that's why they say go wide, young man, because up the middle is dangerous territory, and Millette found that out right there.
Starts it back now. He's out there with Carson and Burr. Rose lets it go. Burr up the board. Checked there by Millette. Now Horva plays it up the board. Sandstrom is there. Takes it back into the corner. Makes a little move on Carson and then goes back the other way. Sandstrom gets the return pass. Loose puck sitting there in the Red Wing zone. Sandstrom comes back. He's checked by Burr. Sandstrom down, is able to feed it back to the point. Patrick, a shot! And Steffen got a piece of that, deflected it up into the seats out of play. Thomas Sandstrom with some good work from the seat of his pants to set up that scoring attempt from James Patrick.
Well, those points are pretty wide open, though. They've been really setting up target practice from back there and letting some bullets go.
Sandstrom, 6th year in the NHL with the Rangers, over 5 years, averaging over 30 goals, just under 70 points a game.
And lots of penalty minutes. I'd say he's the most penalized Swedish player in the National Hockey League. And not very well liked either.
That would go hand in hand?
Yeah. He's a real antagonist. Been known for his stick work. Of course, he is the guy that was on the other end of that Dave Brown check a couple of years ago where he almost decapitated him right here at Madison Square Garden. Brown receiving the suspension for that.
Face off to the left of Steffen. 3-1 Rangers, and Yzerman with a 10-minute misconduct sitting out. Here's a shot by Moeller. Steffen the save, and he'll cover up. Randy Moeller acquired just before the start of the season, and a 1-for-1 trade with the Quebec Nordiques, where Moeller had played his entire career since he was the first pick there back in '81. Moeller acquired October the 5th for Michel Petit, who goes back to the Nordiques.
Boys, they got to get out to those points quickly.
Dumps to Moeller again. Dumps it back behind Steffen. He slapped it up the board. Less than a minute to go in the period. Shabbat out to center ice for Dave Barr. Well, you look back at Barr's opportunity and the save that Froze made. It was 1-1 at the time. Would have gone to 2-1 Red Wings. Here's Darren Turcotte. Goes up the left side. Leaves it along the board. Now it's in behind Steffen. He tries to wrist it out himself. Moeller holds it in. Federico tied up Moeller. The puck rolls out center ice. Half a minute left in the period. Backhand pass comes all the way to Eriksson. He sends it back deep into the Red Wing zone. Taken by O'Connell. O'Connell goes to Daniel Schenk. He sends it across center ice. On the move. This is Halfside trying to cut through the defense. Too many white shirts there. On the move. Here comes Jansen. 10 seconds. Jansen lets the shot go up high and miss the net. Comes out to the point. Held in by Hardy. He sends it across the Detroit zone. And the siren goes to end the first period of play. And the Ranger faithful come to their feet. Bob Froese faced only 6 Red Wing shots, was beaten only once. Steffen faced 9. He was beaten 3 times. Wings trailed 3-1. First intermission activities when we return. Porsheva also looks to be pretty much an offensive-minded defenseman and had a goal. Wanted to correct something else I said, too. I said Michel Petit in that deal goes back to Quebec. I meant he goes back with his coach, Michel Bergeron, who coached him here. Of course, Petit played in Vancouver before coming here to the Rangers. Never played for Quebec before, but he's back reunited with Bergeron.
He wore 24, and
ooh, that comes right out for
oh, he missed the net.
The net.
Oh, man.
You believe that?
Well, you know what they're hollering about? That the net was lifted off the moorings, the back of the net, and it went underneath it through the crease and actually should have been a goal, but I don't think it was through.
I think it was outside the net, but there was another Ranger player there near Froese. Boy, that took a strange hop, and all of a sudden Burr had it right there. This one rolls up on the back of the Detroit net, but it's taken by Chason. He moves it now to Burr. Center ice it goes. On the move, this is Fedek. Up the right side has Carson with him. Fedek lost control. Froese plays it back up the board. Taken on the left wing side, Ogrodnik plays it ahead. Dowling will bounce it in toward the Detroit net. Taken by Mokosak. Opening minute of play, second period. Rangers with the 3-1 lead over the Red Wings as Mokosak dumps it behind Froese. He was going to play it, but it bounced over a stick, so that will be icing. And the faceoff will go back the other way.
You know, they're arguing right now about that play and the Burr shot, but did you see the interesting comments the other day in the paper about instant replay in the National Hockey League?
Yes. Burr, I mean, he really can't believe it.
Well, let's take another look at it and see where indeed it did go. The dump in from the right side, takes a bad hop off the boards, comes out in front of the net. Will we be able to tell? I don't think so. No. Not on that angle, you couldn't. From the first angle, it looked like Stone missed the net, and it was outside the far goal post. Froese is over there now. There he is, looking at that corner like where it came off, and we got to fix this, boys. I can't afford to be going behind the net and have that happen again. Got away with his life with that one.
Well, there's
all Sean's got to do is get it on the net.
Yep.
And he just pulled it a little bit and missed it. Things don't go well, they don't go well, and the breaks don't go your way. The other night in Detroit, the Hartford game, of course, Mike Liut was the standout. I can't believe he didn't get the first star in the game.
He didn't even get a star.
That was hard to believe, but Detroit getting all kinds of scoring chances, not being able to capitalize. Of course, Carton hit the post and had the penalty shot, and Liut was outstanding. And as Jock said before tonight's game, they didn't put 60 minutes together in the island, but they came on well in the second and third period after Hanlon was strong in the first period. But they're not taking advantage of their opportunities.
Shot off the faceoff by Granato went wide. The puck lane there to the right of Steffen. Finally, Mokosak comes back. Trying to clear the zone. Held in. Chris King, a hard shot save made by Steffen. He cleared it back to the corner. Fedorko comes away with the loose puck. Starts it ahead now for Gallant. He dumps it in on Froese. Yzerman sitting out with the 10-minute misconduct penalty. And right now, Fedorko playing on the side. Here's Koser after the turnover for Gallant. Saved by Froese. Loose puck. Fedorko tries to lift it in. Tough angle.
Penalty New York. Gallant was hooked down. With that kind of pressure, you might expect something like that. Fedorko backhanded the shot, tried to get it up over Froese, and hit Gallant in the back of the leg, and it went in behind the net, and then the hook. Porsheva, number 6, gets the hooking call. Minute 41 into the second period.
Red Wings' first power play. And they are 1 for 10 in the last 2 games since Carson came to the Wings, but of course they're expecting big things, being able to play Carson and Yzerman together. Of course, Yzerman serving the misconduct. Not out there right now. The Wings with Salming and Chason at the point, Barr, Fedorko, and Carson up front to start off this power play for the Red Wings. They trailed 3-1. Just over 2 minutes gone by here in the second period. Fedorko's pass deflected by Eriksson, but recovered now by Chason. Up the right side for Barr, across the line. Sends it across the Ranger zone. Carson has it there. He goes back the other way for Salming. Salming sent it in behind the net. Barr tied up by James Patrick. It comes loose. And attempting to get it out of there was Erickson. Gets some help now. And it's cleared by Jansen. Minute left of the Ranger penalty. Salming behind his own net. Starts it back the other way. Backhands it across now for Barr. He is checked. Wings hold it in for a moment. Here's Carson. It's deflected off a Ranger player. Carson gets it back to the corner. Fedorko. And Carson along the boards. Wings have it set up. Goes out to the line now for Salming. Back for Carson into the circle. Little pass for Fedorko. Trying to send it out in front. Fedorko gets it back now. Out to the right point for Salming. Back for Fedorko at the rim of the circle. Has a look. Barr is set up in front. Fedorko tried to go down to Carson. It was blocked. Blocked a second time. Now Moeller clears it back. Less than 20 seconds remaining in the Ranger penalty. Fedorko's pass broken up one more time. Salming will lift it right over the glass out of play. Well, the Rangers just weren't giving him anything, and the Wings were not moving the puck.
To that point, you got to go back to those points when they're leaving them open and try to open things up and make them favor the point and move it back into the open man once he's left that mid-ice area halfway between the blue line and the net. But Bernie 3 times tried to go into the deep corner to Carson, and 3 times he hit the defenseman.
12 seconds left on the penalty to Horseshoe. There's Jansen's, and apparently Mokosak caught him right on the lip.
I think he caught him right out of the gate with a good one.
Gosher across the line, hooked to the ice. Hardy looks to clear, and he does. He bangs it down the ice. And that'll about do it. Horseshoe will come out of the box. The Rangers are back at full strength. Red Wings 0 for 1 on the power play. O'Connell goes up the middle and hits Kosar at center ice. Kosar trying to flip the defense. He is in and could get the shot away. Loose puck, no. Those has it covered up.
He's hollering at Stewart now for a penalty there. He made a good move and was in and was hooked. Stewart just ignores it. What's that move by Kosar? He's got Hardy going the other way. Kosar goes through. There's the hook right there on the inside of the arm, and Kosar bangs his knee on the board. And has a verbal go with Paul Stewart to no avail.
Scoring chance like that, I'd expect to see the call. Shabbat on the faceoff for the Wings against Kissio. Kissio controlled it. O'Connell back at center ice. Gives it off to Shabbat. Carries into the zone with Gallant and Kosar. Kosar lets the shot go on a save by Froze. Zamba will hold it in. Sends it in front. Deflected by Shabbat. Kosar again. He centers. Loose puck. Rangers have it. And they're able to clear the zone. Gallen's pass broken up by Shabbat. He gets it across the line. Shabbat came back to hook Ogrodnik. Ogrodnik having some problems with that. Ice really is pretty rough down there.
Tough to get tricky with the ice like that.
Zambo's pass broken up. Kissio sends it back the other way. Now for Dallin on his off point, trying to cut in. Dallin checked by O'Connell. Goes to the corner with it. Now for Kissio. Gallant ties him up. Zambo able to work it ahead to Shabbat. The Wings will start it back the other way. Shabbat across the line. Late man coming as O'Connell tried to go the other way for Fedek, and it was blocked out for Cott. Millette able to get it across the line, and now the play was ruled offside. Very difficult to see the offside calls, especially when it's right down in front of our broadcast position. We're at kind of a shallow angle here. As you look at Troy Millette, the rookie. Mentioned Dave Archibald coming over from Minnesota. Played his last game for the North Stars last Tuesday night. Had an assist. The game against Toronto, a 6-4 loss. In uniform here tonight. Did not dress for the first 2 Ranger games after coming over from Minnesota.
Millette is no stranger to the rough going. He had 170-some penalty minutes last year and 39 goals in junior.
Now Leach with Burr right on his back. Comes the chase on it. Shot. Froze able to kick down aside. Now Burr on the left wing side again. Goes to Fedek. Fedek tried to go through the defenseman Horseshoe, but it was broken up. Big collision over there between Millette and Huda. Burr's pass up the middle, deflected by Carson deep into the Rangers zone. Horshaver back to get it. Hits the side of the net as he hammered it around. Millette picks it up. Looks to come right out in front, played it off the board. Held in by Carson, but he overskates it now. And he gets it back. Sandstrom now for the Rangers starts it back. Up the middle for Leach. His shot deflected, and Steffen has it in the glove. He'll hang on.
Thing changed directions and almost handcuffed Steff as he was prepared to field it with his stick, and then it got up in the air, and he had to grab it very quickly. Leach started out the season very quietly this year, and then all of a sudden scored 5 goals in 6 games. And Wayne Cashman, the assistant coach, told me before the game, he said the rest of the league, Mickey doesn't realize that this young man is a superstar already.
Played 2 years at Avon Old Farms High School, then a year at Boston College. Actually, he was drafted by the Rangers after his second year in high school. So they were gambling on the fact that as good as he looked at that level, that he was going to be a great player. And then he went to Boston College, and then after that, of course, played with the Olympic team. Here's James Patrick with a shot, stepping way out to make the save. Puck cleared to the line, but not out. Mark Hardy held it in, took a strange hop. Erickson at the side of the net, couldn't center it. O'Connell bangs it up the right wing side. Toaster trying to stuff it out of there. Rangers held it in. It goes back behind Steffen. O'Connell again. Trying to get it by Jansen. Flying check there by Lindy Ruff on Gallant. Here comes O'Connell the other way. O'Connell across the line. Still controlled. Sends it in front for Shabbat. Back for Koster and a save by Froze. Koster behind the net, bringing it right out in front. A backhand shot went right through the crease. Goes to the board. Koster and Gallant banging around in the Rangers zone, but the Rangers come out of there.
Koster down in the corner, and play still going on. And Stewart is down between, who is it? Koster and
the Jansons?
Jansons.
Yes.
Jansons with a confrontation with Joe Koster down the corner. We couldn't see it again in our near side location, and it's like Koster may have ripped open those stitches that Jansen received after the fight with Mokasak, and there's Eiserman back out. 13:18 to go, second period. Rangers, after scoring 3 straight, lead it 3-1.
Each team with just 3 shots on goal here in the second period. Really, it's been pretty much a defensive struggle. Here's a turnover, center ice across the line. Granado, the good play by Gallant to come back and check him. Up the middle, he goes for Eiserman. Eiserman across the line, drops it back. Here's Koster joining the rush, back for Eiserman, looking to cut right in. Behind the net, rolls it out in front. It's kicked out of there by Turcotte, held in by Salmon. Well, that hits the skate of Leach, who sends it back the other way. Turcotte across the line. Drop pass, King trying to go back the other way for Granado. Rolls it right to the side of the net, step in the save, kick the second one out. And it goes now center ice for Eiserman. He'll carry across the Ranger line. Dumps it in behind Froze. Froze out of the net, stops it there. James Patrick has it. All the way back down the ice behind Steffen. It will be an icing call as Zambo is the first to touch. There you see the shots on goal favoring the Rangers, 12-9. Looking at this Ranger lineup before the game, Mike Richter is the third goaltender, along with that man Froze, and Van Beesbrook is out of the University of Wisconsin, as is Tony Granado. Brian Mullen, also out of Wisconsin. Look at some of the other players that have college experience on this team. James Patrick, Brian Leach, Chris Nyland, Terry Wilson, Corey Millen, all out of the U.S. college system.
Speaking of college systems, Lou Lamorella, of course, of the New Jersey Devils, is out of Providence College, and they fired their coach today, Jim Schoenfeld. This afternoon released, and I believe John Cuniff, the assistant who used to be in Boston, is taking over the team.
New Jersey at 500, second in the Patrick behind these Rangers. Of course, it's tightly bunched. 3 points separate 5 teams after the Rangers, who are 7 points in front of second place New Jersey. The side of the net, Steffen tries to tie it up. It's on the netting, and Paul Stewart, yes, indicating the faceoff will come back out to center ice. You look at Johnny O, acquired back in September of '87 by the Rangers from Quebec, along with defenseman David Shaw for Terry Carkner and Jeff Jackson. That's one of the better trades that Phil Esposito made while he was here. Ogrodnik
had a very poor year last year with only 13 games, or 13 goals rather, in 60 games, and spent some time in Denver, the minor league team of the Rangers.
Has 10 goals already.
10 already.
James Patrick plays it through center ice. It rolls in to the left of Steffen. They've waved off the icing. Zambo has it back there. Wings trail by a pair. This is Shabbat through center ice across the line. Gives it back to Chason. Lets the shot go. It was deflected by Dowling. Batted out of the air by Froze. It goes to the corner. Orsheva checked there by Shabbat. Shabbat tried to roll it back through his legs. Tied up, Barr able to knock it loose. The play continues. It goes to the corner. Zambo back out in front. Shabbat to the line. Chason shot blocked. He gets it back. Another chance. He'll fake it this time.
Play.
Goes to Shabbat along the ice. Save. Rebound for Federico. And Froze stops that one.
Boy, he couldn't get it up over top of him. Nice play by Chason to Shabbat. And Federico is stoned by Froze. 3-1 New York. We'll be back in a moment.
.11:10 remaining in the second period. Bob Froze stopping a flurry of Red Wing shots just before we went to that break. Here's Eiserman to take the draw against Jansen. Eiserman between McClellan and Habscheid now on this line. As the Bears with his club trailing by 2. Double shifting the captain here in the second period. Of course, Eiserman had a 10-minute rest because of the misconduct penalty late in the first. Jansen dumps it in behind Steffen. And stops it there for O'Connell. Talked about the Red Wings struggling on the road this year at 1-6-1. The Rangers have lost only one of the.
Look at this.
Here's a leap pass for Habscheid. He's in. Save made by Froze. Boy, was he quick with the glove. It was almost as if he knew it was going there. Wings hold it in, but Eiserman broken up there by Leach. Leach the other way has Ruff with him. Leach in front for Ruff. He was tied up by Mokasek. John Erickson holding it in for the Rangers. Takes it to the corner. Dumped it back into the circle. Jansen's a shot. Steffen got a piece of that. Around the boards, but Leach is there to hold it in. Sends it back toward the net. Hits the crowd in front. Eiserman able to clear the zone. O'Connell sends it across now for Mokasek. Bangs it down the ice. Hardy back at his own line for the Rangers. Now it's dropped back. James Patrick's pass is blocked and back the other way. Picked off by Archibald. He ran into Mokasek. Eiserman on the move now. Ran into Sandstrom there. Loose puck, and the Rangers have it. Back is Troy Millette the other way. Gives it off to Sandstrom. Sandstrom sends it across for Mark Hardy at the top of the circle. Fakes the shot. Now sends it behind Steffen around the boards. Here comes James Patrick pitching in from the right side. Eiserman tries to check him. Now a centering pass. Bouncing puck goes to the right of Steffen. Hardy went up high on the short side. Steffen held his ground. Burr plays it up the boards. Held in by Sandstrom across for Archibald. He fired it just wide along the ice. Rangers with great pressure here. Sandstrom gets by his man. He brings it right out in front. Centering pass.
Hit the outside of the post. Steffen lost his stick.
Oh, that hit the referee Stewart. Wings had a chance to clear it there. Now it'll come to Eiserman. He'll just hammer it down the ice. Right at Froze, so there's no icing. Well, the Wings had great pressure about a minute ago, and the Rangers come right back. Here is Darren Turcotte. His pass broken up by Stallman. Fed it quickly to center ice now for Burr. Burr is checked by Leach, but the puck stays there. And what do we have?
What do you got? Too many men? Indeed, the Rangers do get a bench minor for too many men on the ice. Chris King will do the honors over there in the Ranger penalty box, and out comes Carson Gallant and Stevie Eiserman. The Wings need one to get back in here. Moments ago, Froze really picked the pocket of Mark Habscheid. And a break.
Now, would he have telegraphed that, or did Froze just guess?
He did have it out there, but, you know, coming off the left wing like that in your right-hand shot, tendency is for the right-hand shooter to go for that far side, but Habscheid stayed wide at that point and didn't cut into the middle. But Froze figured he was going there and got that glove up very quickly.
Eiserman's pass center ice comes to Carson across the red line. Gives it off on the left wing for Salming. Salming will take it all the way to the corner. Now the puck comes loose. Carson gets a poke at it, but it comes outside the line. Chason right back for Carson. Gives it off for Salming. He'll drive it in behind Froze, who couldn't stop it. Gallant gets there. Deflects it up in the air. Cleared and out of the zone by Moeller. Red Wings 0 for 1 on the power play tonight. This is their second opportunity. Both coming here in the second period. They still trail 3-1. All the scoring coming in the first period of play is Salmi. Gets control of the zone. It's knocked off his stick, though, and here comes Granato. He sends it ahead. On the move is Leach against Carson. 1-on-1. Leach backhand shot and a save by Steffen. It comes to Patrick, a shot. And Steffen got his right toe on that one. Cason, his pass intercepted by Leach. I don't think Leach realized on that initial rush that he had a teammate with him.
Look at that Granato working out there.
Wings are not moving the puck quickly when they have the man advantage. Driven in behind Froze. He does stop it cleanly this time. Mark Hardy will play it up the boards. Nobody was at the point for the Wings as they were changing up.
Well, you lose your advantage when you don't do that, Dave, and they are not doing that.
Zambo ahead for Yzerman across the line. He'll take it to the rim of the circle, holding it there. O'Connell started to cut in. Yzerman goes in deep now for Barr. Right on in front, backhand on a save by Froze. Yzerman holds it in along the board. Goes to the corner. Fedorko drilled from behind by Mark Hardy. No call. Yzerman out in front. His shot blocked over the glass.
Did Hardy ever get Fedorko? And that's that hit from behind, but it wasn't from a long distance, and I think that's why Stewart let it go. But Hardy caught Fedorko a bit off balance, and he went in there face first.
Penalty has expired. The Rangers back at full strength, and Bob Froze has stood tall in this period. Take a look at Brian Leach again on this shorthanded bid, and coming up to join the play there, that is Turcotte.
You got a good scoring chance, I'll tell you right there, Leach, on the backhand, the wraparound. And Steffen, right after that, got the skate on a drive from Patrick at the point. Barr tried to stuff it back at the other end, and cranked up by Hardy. And then Fedorko, and the icing, bringing that faceoff all the way back to the right of Froze. 6:37 to go in the second. Rangers by a pair.
The bottom on the draw, wins it, gets a shot away, and a save by Froze. Out in front again, tipped away by Froze before Barr could deliver the shot. Deflected in front by Fedorko as O'Connell sent it back toward the net. O'Connell back deep into his own zone, being chased by Ogrodnik. Goes across the ice for Shabbat, back for Mokasek. He played it ahead, picked off by Leach. Leach for Kissio, across the line now, gets it back from Dowling. Back to Dowling now, circling the net. O'Connell with a bear hug on
in front, Ogrodnik all alone.
Up the boards, held in now by Horshavel. Let's the shot go, step in the save, loose cut, just wide. A lot of the fans at that end of the garden were already standing up. Here's Kissio again behind the net. He'll try to get it out in front. Rolls it out, it comes to Leach. Lets the shot go, but is blocked to the boards. Dave Barr able to clear it ahead for Fedorko. He overskates the puck. Here comes Mokasek trailing the play. He'll dump it in behind Froze. 5.5 remaining in the second period. Still 3-1 Rangers. Leach will send it ahead for Sandstrom. Sandstrom cuts into the Red Wing zone, gets around Fedek, dropped it back, picked off by Carson. Carson avoids Millett's check. Carson into the zone, gave it off to Fedek. Fedek goes to the corner. Burr is there as well. Slapped out of there by James Patrick up the boards. He starts it back for the Rangers. Gives it off to Sandstrom. Back for Patrick. Nice pass. Patrick drops it back. A shot.
Oh, what a save by Steffen.
And who misfired on that?
Open net. I'm not sure.
Is it Millette, 26? I'm not sure.
I think it was, but Steffen was prone and he could not get it up. And it remains a 2-goal Ranger lead. There.
Let it go. Bowler's pass broken up momentarily by Carson. Here is Bird. To Carson, right out in front, and it knocked over the stick of Fedek. Back the other way, the Rangers on the move. Sandstrom, and a couple extra moves with that puck. And Millette went offside on the play.
Game is really settled in here. There have been a couple of good scoring chances to each side, but the next goal of this game obviously going to be a very important one with the 2-goal lead Rangers, and we're climbing down with 4:29 to go here in the second.
Faceoff will come outside the Red Wing line. Wings moving on into Minnesota on Thursday night. North Stars currently in second place in the North Division. They are 6 behind Chicago and 6 in front of the Red Wings right now. Minnesota playing tonight in Toronto. Last report we had 1-0 Maple Leafs on a goal by Rob Randall. Salming deep in his own zone. There's a strange hop off the glass, but it bounces right to Huda. Goes up the middle for Yzerman. On the right wing for Hampshire. Try to get it back for Yzerman. Puck still deep in the Rangers zone. Throws behind the net. Goes to Lindy Ruff in the corner. Ruff checked by Gallant. Puck cleared center right. Salming moves it across for Huda. Now for Yzerman again. Drives it in wide of Froze. Hansons is checked by Hampshire. Gallant with a hit on Ruff, or rather on Hardy back there. Hansons again plays it up the board. John Erickson waiting on the right side. Will start it back for the Rangers. Erickson lets the wrist shot go. Steffen saw that one all the way. He'll just play it back up the glass. Erickson got it with a glove, but it's recovered by Hampshire. 3.5 remaining here in the second period. Up the middle, Gallant had it knocked away. Granato, quick pass goes to Rupp. Checked over there by Salming. And it ends up over the glass out of play. Doug Huda, who has struggled, Mick, last couple of weeks, did not dress for one of the games last week. Back in the lineup tonight, of course, with Lee Norwood out with that injury, and Lee indicated he hopes to be back Thursday night, but right now Demers was 6th defenseman, so Salming told me before the game, he said, you know, I didn't expect to play this much, but if they want me to play, hey, no problem. If they want to give me a night off, no problem there either. Some of the Ranger people looking at Salming saying, boy, he really looks in great shape, and I said, boy, he's played a lot and he's played well. So is that man, John Chabot, who until Saturday night in New York had averaged, excuse me, a point a game for him. He's missed a couple of games. He was really jumping the other night, wasn't he, in Detroit? Against Hartford, he was. Made a nice play to set up Federico. Now the goal to tie the game at 3. Chabot across the line. Ran into Moeller. Now Oak Dahlen will play it around. Somebody broke a stick. Centering pass was blocked by Froze, the goaltender. It's Dahlen that lost the stick. The Rangers, though, work it to the line and out to center ice. Grodnick plays it ahead into the Red Wings zone.
Oh, there's got to be a penalty. Got to be a penalty there on Kissio.
Yeah, he's going to get it, too.
O'Connell came over towards him, and Kissio sort of just jumped on his back and pulled him down. Nobody around. There's a look at it right there.
Boy, I guess so.
No question about it.
O'Connell, he played it out pretty well, too.
Called it roughing.
Faceoff goes all the way back into the Rangers zone. Leach will chase it down. Finds an opening, clears it all the way back down the ice behind Steffen. 2.5 remaining here in the second period. Wings on a power play, trailing 3-1. The Garden crowd starting the chain of defense, so commonly heard here during New York Knicks basketball.
They caught some. They caught 2 of them here.
Abshire sends it back in deep. Gallant checked by Moeller, but Gallant fights that off. Carries it out along the boards. Wings spread it out now. Carson in the middle of the box. It goes in deep, deflected right out of the stick of Leach. Just not relaxed on the power play, Mick. It looks like they're telegraphing everything and looking for the one perfect pass to one-time a shot rather than work it around and create something. Yzerman along the board. A couple of Rangers there. Held in, though, by Hampshire. Goes across to Carson, knocked over his stick. He gets it back out to the line for Gallant. Back to Carson. Carson tried to send it toward the net. It was blocked. He gets it right back. Now it goes in deep for Hampshire behind the net. Right out in front it rolls. Cason shot was blocked out to the line, held in. Gallant sent it toward the net. Bouncing puck, and Jansen's will clear. 35 seconds left in the Kissio penalty. Cason center ice. Did not dump it in. Tried to make a move with it. It's cleared back the other way, just ahead of Turcotte. And Steffen will have to cover up. Well, Darren Turcotte with a goal and an assist here tonight. Seeing plenty of ice time under Roger Nielsen, playing on the power play, playing in the penalty-killing situation. He came up last year and played very well. Played in 20 games, scored 7 goals, and was a big surprise then. Right out of North Bay of the OHA. And they were looking for big things out of Turcotte, and so far, they've gotten them this year. 11 goals, 1 in this game. Well, he set a Ranger rookie record for a consecutive goal-scoring streak. Scored a goal in 7 straight games, broke the record set by Tony Granato last year. Less than a minute left in the period. 10 seconds left in the Kissio penalty. Salming has to turn back now as he was being pressured there by Turcotte. Center ice Carson ahead to Gallant. Poke check there by Moeller, and Granato clears it back the other way. Kissio out of the box. The Rangers stop the Red Wing power play. Fallon's pass comes across. Taken by Granato up the right side. Trying to make a move on O'Connell, but the veteran O'Connell took it away, and the Wings will look to turn it back the other direction. Up the middle, a giveaway there to Granato. He'll let a long shot go, and he scores! Boy, oh boy. O'Connell gave it away, but still a shot that Steffen would like to have back.
Mike's looking at the first Ranger there, tried to hit Yzerman up the right side, and Granato just blows it at the net. And I don't know if it hit O'Connell, because Mike came over to get it right here. Does he touch it or not? I think it may have sort of took off the blade of his stick, but it beat Steffen cleanly from 45, 50 feet out. And with 11 seconds left, the Rangers with a big 3-goal lead. 4th of the year. Here's a chance for Huda moving in. Backhand hit the side of the net, and the blue light is on, indicating the end of the period. Granato scored in 1944, so the Wings, who gave up 3 goals late in the first, second, and third periods in their loss on Friday night against the Whalers, are burned by a late goal in the first period here against the Rangers, and again in the second. 4-1. We'll be back with our underway here in the third period. Rangers with a commanding 3-goal lead. Steffen out of the net, leads it there for Zambo. Center ice Kosar, run into there by Jansen, but Yzerman comes up with the loose puck, comes in against Mark Hardy. Yzerman drops it back, Cason holds up with a shot, goes just wide of Froze. Zambo holding it in, dumped it back along the boards behind the net. Here's Yzerman. Knocked away by James Patrick. Gallant sends it to the corner. Yzerman hops on it there. Now out to Cason, lets the shot go. That hit Kosar in front. That's Stark. In the back of the leg. He'll take it out on Hardy.
Now Jansen plays it along the boards. Lindy Ruff is there. Giveaway. Gallant shot kicked out by Froze, and I do mean kicked out all the way through center ice and back into the Red Wing zone. Like it had a spring on it. Froze kicked that leg out. Cason goes across for Huda. Doug Huda being pressured. Plays it ahead now. Sean Burr rolls it into the Ranger zone. Leach has it at the side of the net. Goes up the middle with it. Taken by Chris King. King flips it in wide of Steffen. Steffen comes out of the net. Salming had his man tied up, but the puck hit him, and now Carson comes away with it up the left side for Burr. Burr sends it in wide of Froze. Leach is back there. Fedek and Carson come in after him. It comes back to the line. Huda upended after he took the shot. Chris King took the skates out from under him. Now it's held in by Salming. Rangers play it back along the boards, and it squirts out to center ice. Huda has it there. Gives it back to Fedek on the right wing side. Now taken away by Leach. Leach goes up the middle, deflects off of Turcotte all the way back into the Red Wing zone. Huda sends it to center ice, taken there by Carson. Drops it back for Dave Barr. Barr rolls it into the Rangers zone. A bouncing puck. James Patrick has it there. Barr runs into him. Fedorko along the board, tries to work it to the corner, but Patrick blocked it again. It's knocked down by Millette. And recovered by James Patrick up the middle for Sandstrom. Sandstrom cutting in. Couldn't get the shot away. O'Connell a good job to really prevent him from shooting the puck. Rangers hold it in though. Here Sandstrom sends it right out in front. And deflected away, taken by Dave Barr. Barr able to clear the zone. Bounces back inside the Ranger line. Mark Hardy has it there. Across for Bowler. Shabbat knocked away the pass around the board. Comes back to the point. Mokosak holds it in. Lets the shot go. Just wide of Froze. Held in by O'Connell at the right point. Fedorko back behind the net. Rolls it right out in front. Went by everybody. Back to the Detroit line. Taken by Chason, who just came off the bench. Goes to Shabbat into the Ranger zone. Fakes it. Drops it back to Chason. He tried to give it off to Kosher. Knocked away, though, by Millette. Got the elbow up on Shabbat. And Troy Millette starts it back. Shot from outside the blue line was blocked and recovered by Chason, who cleared. Fedorko across the line. Rolls it in on Froze, who steers to the side. Jansen. Tripped up there by Kosher, but Stewart letting him play. Here's Horshaw on the move. Nice to send it across. Tried to pull it back and go around Chason. Chason stopped it. Fedorko clears it up the left side. Yzerman gets there ahead of Jansen. Holds up. Yzerman in the circle. Sends it in. Looking for Kosher. Good play. It was Leach that just got the stick on it. And Kosher was looking at an open net. Chason goes up the middle with it. Bounces by everyone. No icing. They wave it off. Horshaw's pass all the way to center ice. Lindy Ruff waiting there. Ruff will carry into the Detroit zone and just dumps it in wide of Steffen. 4 minutes gone by. Erickson with a hit on Yzerman. It goes back along the boards. Recovered there by Rupp. Rupp tries to backhand it to the corner. Salming will chase it down. Taken by Gallant on the left wing side. Yzerman into the zone. Kosher heading for the net. The pass for Kosher. He'll take it behind the net. Rolls it right out in front. Picked up again, and the pass across for Gallant. Hopped over his stick. Sends it back to the corner. Yzerman checked there by Mark Hardy. Ranger defenseman working over the Red Wing captain in the corner. Here's Gallant back for Yzerman. Goes back behind the Ranger net. Leach ties him up. Yzerman trying to break loose. He does. Gets it out in front. Tries to get the shot away. Hits the side of the net. Right under Kosher. And it's picked up by Leach. Back the other way. Brian Leach on the move. Huda takes him down and no call. Boy, Stewart really letting him play. Up the middle. Hampshire. Long pass just out of the reach of McClellan. McClellan and Shank out there for the first time in quite a while. They didn't see much action in the second period. Blocked by Mokosak center ice. Back across the line for McClellan. Gives it to Shank. Back for McClellan in the circle. Sends it right across in front of Froze. Jammed up by Mokosak and Dowling along the board. Now Shank over there. Trying to get it loose. Referee Stewart wants him to play the puck. It comes loose to Hampshire to the corner. Knocked over McClellan's stick. Shank with a hit on James Patrick. James Patrick able to clear it ahead. Dowling just deflects it in behind Steffen. Now O'Connell deep in his own zone. Plays it ahead. Hampshire on the move now. Up the left side. Winds up. Lets the shot go. Leach perfectly timed. That one went down and blocked it. And it's cleared back center ice. Now Chason back in front of his own net. Tried to hit Hampshire, missed him with the pass. And this will be icing as Hardy touches up with 13:51 left in the third, and the Rangers in command 4-1. Face off to the right of Steffen following the icing call. Wings control. Steffen behind the net, leaves it there for Rick Zambo. Jimmy Carson with the only goal for the Wings. It came at 2:45 of the first period. Wings led 1-0. Rangers answered with 3 more before the end of the first and 1 late in the second. Carson goes to Fedek, lets the shot go. Froze made the save, and it comes loose now for Sandstrom. Sandstrom sends it around, bouncing puck. Horshaw has it. His pass deflected by Carson. Here comes Habshai to try to hold it in. Got a piece of it, but so did Leach. Ryan Leach for the Rangers back the other way. We'll just dump it in wide of Steffen. Rangers don't have to do anything too fancy. They have the 3-goal advantage. Zambo tried to drop it back, and it does come to center ice. Carson, though, tied up there. Troy Millette for the Rangers. Turns it back into the Red Wing zone. A little pass there for Sandstrom. Drop pass for Archibald, and it's underneath Chason. And Stewart blows the whistle to stop play.
Well, exactly right. The Rangers can just sit back and let the time go the way it is. We're down to under 13 minutes here. And the Red Wings have got to get something going offensively and get it going very quickly. New York content to dump it in over center ice and just play the kitty bar the door type game with that 3-goal lead.
Steffen's first game of the season after playing a couple in Adirondack this week, recovering from the back problems. And Demers hasn't indicated what he plans for the rest of this road trip. Of course, Chevrolet has been sent back to Adirondack. So it is Steffen and Hamlin for now.
I would think that he's probably going to go with Steffen and give him all the work that he can. Let him get back into complete game shape. 2 games doesn't get you back into game shape when you had a back injury and haven't played for the better part of a month.
Buda sends it center ice. Gallant rolls it across the Ranger zone. Now Hardy behind his own net. Moves it up the middle for Darren Turcotte. On the move, Turcotte got that good speed. He scored his goal with a first up the middle like that. Wings back the other way. It goes to Yzerman on the right wing side. Tries to drop it in front. It rolled all the way to Froze. He's able to cover it up. Tony Granato with a goal and 2 assists tonight. Playing very well for Roger Nielsen. You know, his 4th goal tonight might sound a little disappointing for somebody that had 36 last year, but he's been playing well at both ends of the ice. As we look at the Wings on a 3-man rush, Koster goes for the front of the net, out of your screen. There he is right there, and Yzerman hit the defenseman trying to get it through to him. As he, you know what happened there is James Patrick, the right defenseman, favored Gallant, and that left the opening for Koster to bust through on the far side. The puck never got there. Yzerman being watched by Jansen. Yzerman now between the circle, tries to feather one through there to Huda. Goes back for Gallant along the boards. He is checked. Huda breaks loose to play it now to Koster. He fired it wide as he was watched by Moeller. Stalling pinched in, but it's recovered by Moeller again. Deflected by Yzerman. It comes outside the line. Sent right back in by Gallant. Leads at the side of his own net. Decides to go back. Set things up. On the move now, this is Jansen's into the Detroit zone. Sends it back behind Steffen. He missed it, but so did Lindy Ruff. But Urko starts it back just out of the reach of Yzerman. Wings are looking to complete a line change. Yzerman and Koster will go back to the bench. Center right now, Mokasak drops it back for O'Connell. Chabot will try to get something started here. The Wings trail by 3. Fire broken up by Hardy, and O'Zodnik sends it back.
Well, the Rangers again now really standing up at center ice. Their defensemen standing up at the blue line. Forwards are back, and they're just breaking up most every Red Wing rush. O'Connell across the line. He is dumped. And the loose puck taken by O'Zodnik gives it off to Kissio. Kissio will carry into the Red Wing zone. Little burst of speed. Can't get the shot away, though. 2 Red Wings had him. Now behind the net, Kissio gets it back. Rolls it right out in front. Comes right to Leafs. Let the shot go. Step in the save. And the puck is underneath Dave Barr. Face off to the left of Steffen, deep on the Red Wing zone with 10 minutes, 40 seconds left in the 3rd period. Rangers lead the Red Wings 4-1. Second game of a 4-game road trip that began on the island Saturday night. The Islanders had not won a game at home, 4 losses and 2 ties, and overall they were winless in 6. But the Red Wings were 2, and the winless streak went to 7 games with a 3-2 loss on the island Saturday night. Rangers driving around the glass, bouncing puck. Zambo holds it in. Quick shot, Carson, and a save by Rose. Deflected it just wide. Carson really let that one go. Carson behind the net, trying to center it. It was blocked, cleared around the board. Zambo there again, holds it into the corner. Horshaw plays it up the board. Archibald's got a piece of it as well. Zambo able to dig it loose. Now Chason moves up, but it's knocked away from him. And it's back into the Detroit zone.
Zambo goes up the middle for Fedek. Oh, and that hit the skate of Carson and forced the potentially good rush offside. Again, things just not going the Wings' way. Look at Tomas Sandstrom. Came into this game second in the NHL in shots on goal with 62. Tied with Russ Courtnall of the Montreal Canadiens. Brett Hull leading the league in that department. Jimmy Carson will get his share of shots as well. Shot total 20 apiece, but the Rangers lead in the important statistic, and that's the shots that have beaten the goaltender. They lead it 4-1. Suter back at his own line. Closer plays it ahead. Mark Hardy blocked it and tried to flip it back up the ice and hit one of the cameras.
You know, things don't get excuse me, any easier when a team is struggling. Other teams sniff it out, boy. They see something like a wounded animal, and boy, they come after you with all barrels, trying to keep you down. They don't want to give you a break, thinking once we've got you down, we're going to keep you there. And that seems to be what's happening with the Red Wings right now. These clubs are saying, hey, we can see that they're struggling. They're gone 6, they're gone 7. They can't get it going. They're not taking advantage of their opportunities, and let's just jump on them quick and try to get them down right away and keep their morale down. They got to be thinking that when a team goes 6 or 7 without a win, boy, it's tough to be confident with what you're doing.
Rangers, Mark Hardy comes up the board, gets it by Huda. Hardy looked to get it back, but it's knocked away. Gallant's pass intercepted by Darren Turcotte on the move. Huda played him, and it's taken away by Gallant. Gallant now through center ice, carries into the Rangers zone. Gives it off to Yzerman. Yzerman had it slapped away. Granato sent it down the ice. And would have been icing, but Darren Turcotte gets down there, so Stefan has to play it. Salming, quick pass over the stick of Yzerman. Leads back in the zone for Lindy Ruff. Plays it back into the Red Wing zone as we have 8:45 left to go here in the third. Rangers content to sit on this 4-1 lead. Back the other way now. This is Eriksson trying to get around Salming. John Eriksson in the corner. Getting some help now as Ruff comes over for the Rangers. Along the board. Now he'll slap it back to the corner. Eriksson has it there. Rolls it out in front. They score! Jansen's the recipient of the centering pass, and the Rangers forechecking pressure pays off. 5-1.
Bang, bang play as Eriksson twice went up the left side. And finally capped it with a perfect pass to the youngster Jansen, who was right in the crease and just slapped it behind Greg Stefan. See, the puck gets slapped back behind Salming. Eriksson still caught in there, and boom. Is it O'Connell on the right side? Cannot get enough of Jansen, and he has no trouble just blowing it by Stefan on the back end. See Jansen protect the puck from O'Connell, and he has no trouble just redirecting it behind Greg Stefan. And the Rangers now have a commanding 5-1 lead, 8:23 to go, and a lot of these folks here heading up to miss the traffic jam.
Eriksson and Ruff draw the assist. Some hard work by the Rangers checking line, and they get a goal for their effort, and it is 5-1. Across the line now, Shabbat up the right side into the Rangers zone. Centering pass was blocked. Taken by Barr. Barr tries to dump it in front. It was blocked. He still has it. Out between the circles now. O'Connell sends it back toward the net. Rose sends it back up the board. Bouncing puck, and Kissio had to hop over Mokasak's check, and it's back into the Rangers zone. Orchula back behind his own net. Moves it now to Mark Hardy. Ranger fans starting to get in the mood of celebrating with the 5-1 lead. Zambo centering pass bounces toward the net. Rose has it.
Well, hit from behind heavily by Kissio, and he wrenched his back as his head went into the side of the goalpost. And I think there's going to be a Kissio penalty. Rangers lead at 5-1. Time running out on the Wings. Well, this game may be heading to the 60-minute mark for the Red Wings, but they've got a power play. It has not gone well for them in that department, and they'd like to at least get something going with the extra man, and it's some kind of positive out of a 5-1 loss, or a 5-1 trail at this point in time with 7 minutes to go.
Gallant sends it out to the line for Chason again. Knocked away by Turcotte. Now, just looking back at the record from last year, Mick, quickly glancing through the game-by-game results, the Wings, I don't think, had a winless streak of more than 5 games last year, and this one about to grow to 8.
Well, you know, we talk so often about special teams and how important they are becoming, or have become really, you know, with all the penalties, and certainly when your penalty killing isn't working and your power play isn't working up to standards, your chances of winning games are not near as good.
Kosar sends it in wide, forces Froese to handle it. Froese, though, able to get it to Hardy. Hardy's pass across the zone, picked off by Yzerman, gets a shot away, Froese the save. Hardy able to set himself up and clear it down the ice. It's one of the few clean pops that Steve Yzerman's had at the net tonight.
Definitely belts Eriksson. He's a bit frustrated.
Chason gives it off to Carson, sends it across. It was behind Gallant. Look out, Eriksson had an opportunity there, but he was heading to the bench on the line change. Well, they got the cheering section going up here in the blue seats. Off to our left, Kosar and Moeller bump. Carson comes up with a loose puck. Wings getting the fifth skater on there. Salming coming off the bench. Carson winds up, lets the shot go, throws the save. He saw it all the way. Now Burr in behind the net, gives it off to Kosar in the corner. Back to Burr behind the net. Burr tries to bring it out in front, rolls it right through the crease, and it's tipped away by Leach.
Let's go, far side.
Pass was broken up by Salming. Boy, he gets back so well. Yzerman now trying to create something here, gives it off to Burr. Burr gives it back to Yzerman. Yzerman's pass is picked off by Turcotte again. He breaks with Granato. Turcotte across the line, and the play offside as Granato went in there ahead of the play.
Now, Roger Nielsen is really quietly optimistic with this Ranger team. They've played very, very well, but he's saying, hey, it is early, but I'd rather be where we are than on the other end of that. As you see Stefan and Eriksson coming together, but
it was earlier.
Very guardedly, you know, very pleased with the way things have gone, but he knows all too well that it's a long, long year.
I think it was back in '83 or '84 that the Rangers got off to like a 9-1 start. And I don't know that they made the playoffs that year. They may have finished 4th and lost in the first round of the playoffs. So when you haven't won the Stanley Cup since 1940, I guess you don't get too excited before Thanksgiving. Here's Ogrodnik now, sending it across the Red Wing zone. Taken by Dahlen.
Nobody home in front. Ogrodnik's alone.
Look, he gets it. He scores! Well, you called it, Nick. There was nobody within 15 feet of him. A complete breakdown defensively. Right at the 15-minute mark. Well, Ogrodnik's 11th of the year.
There you can see 4 Red Wings right over there on that side. There's the 5th one right there, and there's nobody within 30 feet of Ogrodnik. What else can you say?
Kissio and Dahlen. That's Kissio's 5th assist of the year, and every one has been on an Ogrodnik goal, so the two former Red Wings clicking well. And now with the game definitely out of reach, the Bears is going to play some of these other guys. Daniel Shank is going to probably get a little more ice time the last 5 minutes of this one. He's out there now with Chabot and McClellan. Shank with a hit on Hardy. Chabot comes up with a loose puck into the circle. Rolls it across the Rangers zone. Zambo takes it to the corner. Centers it. Hip froze. And the Rangers clear it. This will be icing as Chason will get down there ahead of Sandstrom. Reminder, our next Red Wing telecast here on Pass 1 week from tomorrow when the Wings come off this road trip to again take on the Hartford Whalers. It'll be the third and final meeting of the seeding between the two clubs. They skated to a 3-3 tie in Hartford, a game we had on Pass a couple of weeks ago, and of course the game Friday night that was won by the Whalers with a late goal as that play offside at the Detroit line. And we'll have that for you beginning with Red Wings today. A week from tomorrow at 7:15. As you look at Captain Kelly Kissio, he went over to the Rangers back in July of '86 along with Lane Lambert, Jim Levens, and a 5th-round pick in '88 for Glenn Hamlin and a couple of draft picks that turned out to be Dennis Holland and Guy Dupuis, a defenseman. Holland playing very well in Adirondack this year. That's been a trade that has certainly worked well for both clubs.
Nielsen was saying before the game that he never realized how good a hockey player Kissio was before he came here to the Rangers. He said he takes important faceoffs, kills penalties, plays a regular shift, will play the power play. He's a very solid player.
McClellan carries into the Rangers zone, lets the shot go, blocked by Froze. Now Shabbat along the far side, trying to roll it in front. Patrick has him tied up. Millette is there as well. Well, the Red Wings lost a glove. I believe it was Shabbat. He'll head to the bench. There's Chason from his own blue line with 3.5 remaining. Sends it ahead for Daniel Schenk. Gets it to Zambo cutting, and his pass for Carson was blocked. Carson was just coming off the bench. Erickson able to clear the zone for the Rangers. Mokosak at center ice. Send it back the other way. In wide of Froze, and it's taken by Leach. Ryan Leach up the left wing side. Erickson controls. Sends it ahead for Lindy Ruff. He's onside into the corner. Now it's taken away by Carson. He'll play his own pass off the boards and clears it out center ice. Less than 3 minutes to go now in this one with the Rangers in command. Leach in front of his own net, plays it out to center ice. And it's taken now by Huda. Look out. Well, that's up in the seats. And out of play with... .118 to 110. Horseshoe battling with Fedek deep in the Rangers zone. Burr gets it loose. Carson shot his block. Burr was checked as he tried to let it go. Chason pinched in. But Ozadnik was there to get a piece of it, and he clears it back the other way. Sambo in front of his own bench. Plays it back center ice for Burr. Up the right side for Fedek across the line. Drops it back for Carson. Carson is checked there. It goes back into the corner. Fedek tied up by Horseshoe. Burr comes over. He picks up the loose puck. Sends it out into the circle. Ozadnik intercepts. And he's able to clear it back the other way. Less than 2 minutes to go now. Chason back in his own zone. Plays it center ice for Burr. Burr sends it across. It deflected off Ozadnik's skate. Taken by Fedek. Lets a long one go that is blocked wide by James Patrick. Patrick's stick rolled into the net. He goes back to retrieve it. Mark Hardy now on a rush for the Rangers. Lines up from 60 feet. That one's blocked up into the red seats behind Stepan and out of play. Mark Hardy, who was with the Rangers a couple of years back for about 18 or 19 games during the trading tirade of Phil Esposito, if you will. Hardy came to the Rangers from the LA Kings, then went to Minnesota, and then was brought back last year. A lot of ice time here for Roger Nielsen tonight. Of course, most of the injuries that the Rangers have been on the forward line. They do have David Shaw and Norman Rochefort, who are out of the lineup that would normally be seeing a lot of ice time. A minute and a half left in this one. Mokosak back deep in his own zone, drops it for McClellan. He's checked by Sandstrom. Goes to Hampshire. Drops it back for Mokosak. McClellan and Sandstrom get the sticks up on each other and start defense, and then it's going to turn into more than that. But Sandstrom will not drop a stick. He normally doesn't.
McClellan just sort of turned around looking for anything in blue and white to come towards him. He got in a scuff at the Island on Saturday night. He'll do that. He's a feisty kind of a player. And both those guys will take an early shower with 1:09 to go.
$18:51 will be the time of the penalties on Sandstrom and McClellan.
McClellan didn't get to Joe Louis Arena the other night till 9 o'clock at night. There you see the two of them on the left side of your screen, jabbing away at each other.
Well, the Bears outwardly not too concerned, Mick, but at what point do you start to worry about this? It is early in the season, yes. It's only 16 games, but 8 games without a win, and still only a point behind Toronto, but that's not the way you want to look at things in the overall picture, I guess.
You can bet that he's concerned. I mean, he's got to be.
John Burr's pass was broken up. It's back out center ice. Dowling for the Rangers. Checked by Mokosak. John Burr's pass didn't get through. Mokosak has it again with 40 seconds left in the contest. Minnesota has played very well on their home ice. Only 1 loss, maybe 2. Shutting out Chicago there the other night, 3-0. Steffen steers this one to the corner as Archibald is ridden into the boards by Chason. Archibald and Chason again bumping each other. Dowling sends it back toward the Detroit net. Steffen steers it aside for Carson. Steffen getting the Bronx cheer here in the middle of downtown Manhattan. 10 seconds to go. The crowd does remain here, comes to their feet, wanting the work of the Rangers. Burr from center ice, and that'll do it. The Rangers in convincing fashion extend the Red Wings winless streak to 8 games, 5 losses and 3 ties, 6-1 the final.